Woo! Guess what is back? Guess what series is back? Yeah, I went on a little bit of a break just because I didn't do any of them. Sorry about that. This is a series I really like, and it's probably my most successful series on the channel, so it's kind of like, why wouldn't I continue doing it? Well, we're back. We got a new enemy of interest today, and I've been getting a lot of comments over the past couple months, kind of like, hey, you should do this and this and this. Trust me, I do want to get to as many things as possible, whether it is an enemy, a power-up, a theme. That's been quite a few people have kind of mentioned do an add or pass on a theme, and it's a little tough because, like, I could get into that later. But anyway, add or pass is back. We are here, so if you haven't seen this series yet and you're new, simple. Add or pass. Tell me what you would do with this, in this case, the enemy of interest, Volcano Lotus. I will dive into a little bit of gameplay, show you how in this case, the enemy works, and then I'll go over a couple pros about the enemy, maybe a couple cons, and then I would tell you my opinion on if I would add or pass this to see in Mario Maker 2. And then, like I said, you guys can play along as well in the comment section. Let me know what you guys feel, and if you have anything to add, because again, these are just kind of like the pros and cons are just my opinion. So if you have something yourself, feel free to drop it in the comment section, and maybe it could change somebody's mind. You don't know. But yeah, so let's get into a little bit of gameplay, shall we? All right, let's take a look at this week's add or pass enemy thing. No, not this Koopa on the ground, even though that'd be kind of cool. The Volcano Lotus. Now, what makes this, oh, excuse me, I shouldn't get hit by that. Don't want to get hit by that. But what makes this enemy a bit unique and a little bit special? I can stand there good. So this enemy, a little bit of background here real quick, is a plant type enemy, and of course I get hit by that. I need another cape. Hold on, I have to demonstrate something with a cape. Where is, actually, we could just do one of these things, couldn't I? Hold on, okay. So basically, this is a plant type enemy in the Mario universe. And these things are related to an enemy known as the Lava Lotus, so don't get them confused. Yeah, they might look very similar in terms of what they do. Get out of here, there you go. Alright, they might look very similar in terms of what they do. So they're this flower that end up shooting up 4 of these fireballs straight up into the air. And as you can tell, once they reach the peak of their height, they'll end up raining back down, which makes them a pretty cool enemy, right? They got like you could kind of say it's a 2-staged attack. So the attack spreads out, and you get, it covers a pretty good ground. So you got to really watch your distance. You got to watch yourself around these things. And of course, you might not get hit by the first one, but you got to watch out for the rain down there. So how do these enemies work? How can you defeat them? Well, they are stationary, so as long as you can either jump over them or get next to them, especially with Mario with a cape, just a quick little blap, there they go. Pretty simple stuff. But if, nope, hold up, I'll get this. There we go. I was about to get hit by that Koopa. All right, another way to do this, actually, Yoshi. Yoshi is able to actually swallow this sort of enemy. So let's grab the Yoshinator real quick and then lose him. And then we're going to have to do one of these because we're just not going to mention what just happened right there. Alright, but yes, Yoshi is another way to end up eliminating this enemy. So let me make sure the baseballs go away. Excuse me, really? Okay, there we go. Alright, Yoshi is allowed to eat those type of enemies. So that is another way to get rid of them. Let's see if I have a... Can you do a fireball? I'm pretty sure I had a fire flower. Hold up. I had a fire flower somewhere back here, right? There we go. Let's try the fire flower. Ready? I don't think this actually... Nope. Fireballs do not KO this enemy. So it only can be defeated by particular means, Of course, gotta have the cape, a feather, if you will. Or a Yoshi just to swallow up the enemy. So they are pretty unique. They're stationary. They kind of have their own little aspect to their character, which makes them a fun character in my opinion. No, don't lose the Yoshi, even though I don't really need it right now. Alright, but yeah, there's a quick little look at the old Volcano Lotus. Oh, quick note though, the Lava Lotus that I was talking about a bit earlier. Yes, they're very similar. The Lava Lotus, why are they different? What makes them different from each other? Well, Lava Lotus is specialized in just underwater levels, so you could still have this enemy in the game for all types. It's just when you would switch over to a water level, and if you'd want to use the Volcano Lotus, it simply becomes a Lava Lotus. does the exact same thing, fires out the fireballs, and they'll come back down. It's just got a different name for some reason, I guess. But yeah, there's your quick little gameplay of the Lava Lotus and Volcano Lotus. Alright, let's jump into the pros and cons here real quick, and then I'll give you my opinion on what I would do with this enemy. So, first up, pro number 1. Like we showed with the gameplay, this is a stationary enemy, but has a 2-staged attack, I guess if you want to call it that. I know it's one long lingering attack, but it's kind of got 2 stages to it. You know, you got the projectiles, the fireballs that shoot up and outwards, and they kind of arc and they cover quite a bit of ground, quite a bit of distance. So, you know, once they fire off the fireballs, you know, you got to be careful around them. Otherwise, they could be pretty deadly. They could be pretty deadly. And now that I'm thinking about it, if you add these into the game, if they ever came into Mario Maker, I bet you there could be people that would make such creative levels. I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head here. What if somebody was able to utilize these, and you know when they fire off the fireballs at first, what if somebody was able to put that the firework the effect with this thing? So every time you go by a fire flower and it shoots out the fireballs, what if that firework effect happened to go as well? I mean, it kind of looks like it shoots out fireworks, right? That'd be kind of a, I don't know, neat little touch, I suppose. But again, unique stationary enemy. Again, with its attack, which is pretty cool. So yeah, shoots it up, the attack arcs out, and then it will start raining back down. So I mean, in terms of what it does, yeah, that's kind of unique in its own right. And when you can add something that we don't already have in the game, I think that just helps makes things even broader, even greater in terms of the content creators, the level creators, stuff like that, people like that. So pro number 1, I think, is a pretty good one, but for me, that was the only real pro I could come up with. So if you have your own pros, feel free to drop them in the comments. But otherwise, we're going to move straight on to the cons. Now, for con number 1, the Volcano Lotus, I'm going to go with the development thing here because I think it's a very valid argument no matter what enemy or power-up or whatever it might be, whatever you're talking about that you want to see added. Development time and resources, Mario Maker 2 styles, that being the Super Mario World style. So the time for developing like new sprites, and then of course the little animation that it's going to do, how it interacts with some other items and objects in the game, you're going to have to work that out as well. So I mean, there's a lot that it will have to interact with, and what could it do, like on a sprint or a POW block, or what happens with a POW block, what happens with a trampoline, what happens with, I don't know, when you turn that giant. You know, there's so many things that you got to really consider, especially for something that's made very, very few appearances. I believe the only 2 appearances officially are Super Mario World and then Super Princess Peach. I believe that was the game. The one in 1995, that one. I think those are the only 2 games it's officially appeared in, so yeah, taking the time to develop the new sprites and animations would take a lot longer than any other the items of interest that already have sprites for, you know, more styles, if not all the styles. So yeah, development time, this could be kind of be crucial and a big argument against this, I guess, item of interest. And con number 2, this one is, anytime I come up with pros or cons, they're more of my opinions, they're just kind of more of the information that I've gathered. What I mean for that, for con number 2, this is not an enemy or item or power-up or etc, etc, etc that is highly requested. It's not even like neutrally requested. You know, this, again, being only having like 2 official appearances in the Mario universe games kind of puts this thing like towards the bottom of the list. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always for adding things that can make the game a bit more unique, but just because you're unique doesn't mean that you deserve a spot in Mario Maker 2, right? You gotta be, like, the fans want it, and I think that's the thing that the devs have been doing and been working on. We wanted the Mii costumes to come back. We got a Link power-up, so that was kind of a way for the developers to be like, oh, okay, we're maybe sorry a little bit, so here you go, Link power-up. Maybe in the future we get something else. Maybe we get, like, a Samus from Metroid. Maybe there's a power-up for her. Maybe there's, I don't know, could you get a Pokemon power-up? You know, like Pikachu could do some thunder or headbutts or something like that. I don't know, it could be kind of interesting going forward. So, again, some of the more requested enemies, such as Pokey and Spike, they both made it in as well. So, I think the developers are looking at things that the fans are actually wanting to be in the game. And since Volcano Lotus ain't making much of a splash out there, I definitely got to say that's a con for this enemy. And there you see it. Yes, I'm going to pass on this enemy. Basically kind of what I just said. Just because you're unique doesn't necessarily mean you deserve that spot on the roster. There's already plenty, there's a plethora of enemies or power-ups or items or obstacles or whatever that are unique, that are much more requested. Especially for me, like there's many more things that I would rather see get into Mario Maker before the Volcano Lotus. If Volcano Lotus came in, that'd be kind of cool, because like I said, I kind of want to see like a level with Volcano Lotus shooting off the fireballs, but like the firework effect added in. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I hate passing on stuff, especially if it's from Super Mario World, if that's where it debuted, if that's its only thing, because Super Mario World is my favorite Mario game of all time. But for this one, I'm gonna have to pass. Alright, there you have it. So for me, I'm going to pass on this one just because I guess it's, if I had to make a list and you could only say if there's 20 things that I wanted to be in, Volcano Lotus wouldn't be in the top 20, so I guess for me, Volcano Lotus gets the pass. But again, unique enough to where it does stuff that we don't have anything like that, you know, acts like a Volcano Lotus, so it'd be cool to see. But for me, I'm going to pass on this one, so that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys, I don't know, I guess I just hope you guys enjoyed this series. I think you do. Like I said, it seems to be my most popular series, in terms of views at least. So that's pretty cool. So it is back. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, again, always feel free to drop it in the comment. Whether it's an enemy, whether it's a power-up, an item, a theme, whatever it might be. Feel free to drop it. Again, I can't promise I'll get to it, but I will try. I definitely will try. So that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, this is Mario Maker Mayhem.